Okay, so in all of the problems of this unit, I would say that these types of problems are the most difficult, so make sure that you're paying very close attention. But once again, as long as you have the formula and you know how to work backwards, then you'll be fine. But make sure to write the formula. So let's go ahead and problem solve with cylinders. So there's three situations in which you'll run into. One situation is you know the radius and you don't know the height. The other situation is you know the area of the base but you don't know the height. And then the final, probably most difficult situation is you know the volume, you know the height, but you don't know the radius. Alright, so let's get started here. The first thing, of course, volume is equal to base times height. Always write that first, right? Write what you know. So, I know that the volume is 188.4. How do I know that? It tells me. Okay, now, my base, I could look here and I could tell that it's a circle. So, base is going to be pi r squared, and then this is going to be multiplied by the height. The height is x. I don't know what that is yet. So, let me start to plug in again. 188.4 is equal to, the diameter is 4, so the radius is 2. So, 2 squared pi times h. 188.4 is going to be equal to 4 pi times the height. I'm going to divide by 4 first and then divide by 4. I don't want to multiply by pi already because I don't really like to divide by long decimals, so I try to avoid that. So that's gone. I got pi times the height. So now 188.4 divided by 4 is going to be 47.1. So now I'm going to divide by pi. Divide by 3.14 and divide by 3.14. Running out of space here. So height in this case is going to be equal to 15 yards. 15 yards. So that means that this x here is going to be equal to 15 yards. Okay, so that's the situation in which I have the volume. I know the radius, but I don't know the height. Okay, situation number 2. Volume equals base times height. Write your formula, guys. I can't stress this enough. 942. So this one, I guess, is a little bit easier. It gives me the area of the base. The area of the base is 25 pi. Okay, so I could tell that I have a radius of 5 and a diameter of 10. If you don't know why, please ask during class. So now my height is x, so I'll just keep that as h. I'm going to divide by 25 first in order to get rid of that, so I'll just have pi h. So 942 divided by 25 gives me 37.68. Now I'm going to go ahead and divide by pi, which is 3.14. Divide by pi, 3.14. So once I go ahead and do my division, I'm going to get h is equal to 12 millimeters. 12 millimeters. Okay, so once again, I start with my formula, I fill in my knowns, and then I only have one unknown because I know what pi is. Pi is 3.14. So if I know everything else except for h, I can solve for h. Okay, now this one, let's see if I have enough space. I'll actually start this one over here. So volume is equal to base times height. So I know the volume, I know the height this time, I just don't know the radius. Okay, so 1,570 is the volume. My base is pi r squared, and my height is going to be equal to h. My height in this case is 5. Okay, now think about it. What should I do first? I'm going to divide by 5. Divide by 5 on that side, divide by 5 on this side. That way I'm left with pi r squared. So 1,570 divided by 5 will give me 314. This number looks familiar. So I don't know what r squared is. I know what pi is. So let's just go ahead and divide by pi. 3.14 and divide by 3.14. So r squared in this case is going to be equal to 314 divided by 3.14, which is 100. What number times itself gives us 100? That's going to be r. So r is 10. 10 times 10 gives me 100. So my final answer is 10 feet. So in my opinion, these are the 3 hardest problems. but you'll only get them in these 3 situations. Okay? You have any questions? Let your teacher know during class.